I decided to play one last season with the greatest cornerback in football history, Nick Sabaka Jr. This is going to be the 6th season for Nick in the NFL, and so far he's won 5 Defensive Player of the Year awards, taken home 2 Super Bowl trophies, and he caught 36 interceptions last year. In the offseason, he decided he wanted a change of scenery and signed a record-breaking contract with the Seattle Seahawks, and in what will be his final season unless this video does really well, we're going for 40 interceptions this year on just 5-minute quarters. To do that, I'll have to play pretty much perfect coverage all season, and I'm hoping to win a Super Bowl too. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, let's get it, man. Nick's first game with the Seahawks, and he's gonna start it out doing what he does best, baiting up the corner route, and honestly, I didn't think he was getting to that one, but he found a way and making some room for himself on this return too. That is a great start to this season, but going into the third quarter of this game, this Seahawks offense not doing too hot. I think this offense might be a step down from last year's Ravens offense for sure, but the defense looking pretty dang good so far. Arizona ties this game up though, and they have a chance to win it with this drive. This is where we gotta lock up, and with only one pick from Nick, I'd like to see him make another play here soon. Normally where he shines, and sitting in the cover 3, he's gonna get tested on the deep ball, and it was on the money, but you cannot outrun Nick Sabaka Jr. Give me that. This is gonna give offense a chance to potentially go win this game. We get a good return too, and this is looking like the start to an MVP season to me. Offense does get a touchdown. Let's go. Remember, we are playing on 5-minute quarters, so getting the MVP could be kind of tough. We're gonna have to put up some truly ludicrous stats, and with the Cardinals completing that inbounds, they're not even gonna be able to get a snap off. So we come up with a big opening game win. Nick, of course, clutching up 2 picks in his first game with the Seahawks. I haven't gotten a good sense for how good this team is yet, but taking on the 49ers this week, we're off to a good start, and getting a pick here, we could potentially take a 3-score lead on Brock Purdy, who at this point would be a veteran in the NFL, which I think is funny. And offense came alive in the rain, man. We got a 17-point lead. Winning games is cool and all, boys, but Nick is here to get those stats, and lurking up the corner route here, look at the leaping interception. Nick feels like he's maybe slowed down a little bit, but his ball skills at this point are some of the best we've ever seen in the game. That route has kind of become his cash cow, and with a 13-point lead here and 2 minutes left, Nick kind of got beat. I was expecting the corner route again, but he caught up to it and a chance to take this back to the crib. Come on, man. We got this stupid camera angle, but Nick is able to shake Brock Purdy out of his shoes, and this is going to go to the bank. For the second game in a row, Nick interceptions put a game away. And that'll do it for this one. Another nice 2-pick performance. It's looking like Nick might shut down the league again this year. 4 picks through 2 games. Decent, but I kind of feel like we can do better, guys. Let's go crazy on Trevor Lawrence in this one. We're out to a 3-0 lead and a 3rd down for the Jaguars here. Trevor Lawrence is going to scramble, and Nick is the only one who has a shot at him. Lays him down, but not quite short of the first. And the Jags are putting a drive together and go into the end zone here. They will take the lead. And late in the second quarter, Nick really hasn't even gotten tried yet. Offense with an answer though, they've honestly been really good, and Nick is trying to bait something up here. Lawrence is gonna come to him, and oh my god. I thought we were swatting that away. Nick just palms that ball in the back of the end zone, if I saw that right. And looking at the replay, yeah, that's exactly what happened. That's actually crazy, dude. Thought we were cooked up for sure. Another game where a Nick interception puts our team in a much better spot. 2-score lead, we just gotta hold on to it in the 4th quarter. And Nick was just a little bit late coming out of his deep zone and recognizing that curl, but Jags going to the corner here, and we got a man there. That should potentially put this game away. Only 1 pick in that game, which isn't ideal. We're 3-0, but this season, like, we already won 2 Super Bowls. I really care about the MVP hopes more than anything, so hopefully we can pump those numbers up. Next up is Washington, and man, I'm just trying to have a big game. A 4 or 5 pick performance would feel really nice. I think Nick had a fair amount of luck against Daniels last year, and for some reason, dude just goes to the curl here. Nick actually got his hands in there, and on 3rd down, we're seeing some flat routes. This is curls, and Nick baits it up, but drops it. Come on, bro. Was waiting the whole half for that opportunity, and we miss it. And this has actually turned out to be like a boring game. Nick is not getting tried, and offense hasn't done a whole lot of anything. I think I kind of liked playing in the AFC better, low-key. And offense can't do anything right now. We need to turn it on, and Nick finally baiting something up and getting the pick. Unfortunately, the camera messed me up, and Nick accidentally goes down at the 1, so that's not putting offense in a great spot. Still a big time play though. Okay, the boys were able to get a field goal. I guess we'll take it, and Nick coming up in run support here. Not something we've seen a lot of so far, and we've suddenly got a big time 3rd and 6. As this is just slants, Daniels is rolling to the other side where there are no routes, and he's just going to take a stupid sack. So offense with a chance to kill the clock now. I kind of don't want him to, though. I want more picks, man. And okay, they just get a field goal, so it's a 2-score game, but we can bait something up. And that is exactly what Nick's going to do. Actually, we didn't even really bait it up. Just kind of blanket in the route, but Daniels threw it anyway, and Nick with another 2-pick performance. That was just beautiful coverage. And another dub. This one a shutout, dude. Defense boxed up. Sitting at 4-0, we got the Titans, and I'm looking for that 4 or 5 pick game today, boys. Got a 3rd down here, and boxing up the corner out. Was hoping he would throw that, but instead, dude is flush from the pocket, and we get a sack. So defense continuing to be just dialed in. I want those pick numbers, though, and here on 3rd down, Nick sitting in the flats and baiting up the out routes. Give me that. Wish we could have kept the feet in bounds, but we will take it for sure. Offense is easily able to turn that into a 14-point lead, and the way defense is playing, dude, I don't think Tennessee's going to come back. We'll see, because you never know what could happen, and for some reason, they come to Nick on the in route. I don't know why it didn't let me pick that off, low-key. Let's see what we get on 3rd and 9. Aw, lame, dude. They're just going to run it. I was hoping he'd throw me another one, but that's going to cap off a pretty successful half. I would love for this to just be another shutout, but Titans going with verts here and just chucking it up deep. I don't know what happened over there on the other side, but it's going to be a touchdown. This is suddenly very much looking like a game. And look at this beautiful coverage from Nick. Sadly, it's not going to matter. This quarterback can kind of scramble a little bit. And the Titans already kind of threatening to score again, but Nick baiting up the flats here and gets the pick. And this one is going to go back. Believe this is Nick's first pick 6 of the season. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but it'll give us a 2-score lead. And okay, this could be our first 3-pick game. Let's get it. Tennessee does have one last chance here down by the goal line, but going the other way, and our safety's going to get a pick. Apart from that one play, dude, our defense has been so good. And we'll get a chance with a 1.5 minutes left to try to bait something else up. And Nick's in the slot here. I'm watching for that little fade ball, and that's exactly what we're going to get. Give me that. You cannot throw a bullet pass over Nick Sabaka. And come on, offense. Don't kill the entire clock this time. All right, 27 seconds to get a 4th. Come on. We're going to get a last chance on this Hail Mary here. And oh, dude, this is going to be a perfect chance. We got one-on-one. Nick is spotting up under the ball, but can't quite come down with it. Dang it, dude. That would have been nice. Regardless, though, A+ performance, 3 picks. Very good stuff. And 5 games in, Nick is sitting at just a clean 10 interceptions. Look at these stats, bro. 4 tackles, 10 interceptions. Taking on Anthony Richardson next, who you will remember stole Nick's MVP last season, I believe. God, look at these disgusting uniforms. Nick played very well against the Colts last time, and looks like he's going to do it again today, laying down Jonathan Taylor. And here on 2nd down, we see the Crow coming. Nick is baiting it up, but oh, dude, he came back to the ball. Should have been a pick. It is kind of crazy that the Colts have held on to Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson all this time. Once again, the game definitely did something to make sure players stick around. And Indianapolis driving it here, trying to tie up the game, and oh, bro, Nick just played perfect coverage. Why can't they throw that? I have realized, man, some routes you don't even have to bait them up that much to get the quarterback to throw them. Corners, outs, and flats are all pretty much like that. The quarterbacks just love to huck, and Anthony Richardson scrambling here. Oh, dude, I was too busy yapping. Didn't focus enough to make a tackle, and that's going to be a Colts touchdown, which sucks because it could have been a first sack of the year for Nick. Offense striking back, though. You love to see it, and man, we got to bait something up eventually here. Give me that. It feels like Nick has honed his speed to like kind of be like where it was in college, where he can just catch up with those routes, and that feels good. I was worried it was going to be one of those pickless games. So we head to this second half. Really good game from Nick, but still only a 1-score lead, and the Colts have been moving the ball. Let's keep the momentum going. Nick seeing a streak route again, and anytime we see that, at this point, it's pretty much automatic. And that was just a horrible throw from Richardson. It was almost like he was trying to throw it to Nick. And a nice return here too. Offense, go cash this in, guys. It looks like we are well on our way to 6-0 unless something bad happens in this 4th quarter. The Colts aren't out of gas yet, though, going with a play action here, and for the first time this year, Nick is going to get beat. I just wasn't ready for that for some reason, and Nick will give up a touchdown. Colts are surprisingly going for 2 here, though, and just go into the flats. You idiot. This is going to go back the other way for Nick, and it's not going to count towards the stats, but it'll be his first ever pick 2, and that'll keep this a 2-score lead. So now a 17-point lead, and this is just the perfect spot to be in as a cornerback. I love it when it's just all about getting the stats. And even though we got burnt, I'm going to try to bait up this deep route again. Come on, we got nothing to lose. And it'll be another 3-pick game for our boy. 13 on the season, and I'm shooting for 40, guys. I think we should be able to to get it. Nick's made mistakes and he still got 3. Another dominating victory. I don't know, man. Is this team gonna lose? It's turned out to be a pretty good fit for Nick. Next up, the Panthers, and you'll notice that we're already up 21-3 here. The first half has been pretty boring, but also pretty dominant so far. Not a lot of action for Nick here, but in man coverage, he will get tested with a curl. But that's okay. Panthers are gonna waste some time with that. One thing I have quickly noticed about this game is the CPU clock management is absolutely atrocious. Carolina just let time run out on the half for no reason. This is going to be one of those games where we're going to have to work really hard to bait stuff up. And Nick doing that here is beat, but somehow finds a way to knock that out. When we're up by this much, dude, it's like, I don't really care if we get beat every once in a while. I'm just trying to go for picks. Feels like we're due for one soon, and Carolina going with a screen here, and Nick is going to jump it, dude. I don't know why, but something about jumping a wide receiver screen is the most satisfying thing, and this is going to go back to the crib, of course. 14 picks on the season. I think that's Nick's third pick 6. And I thought that this game was just going to be over after that, but Carolina suddenly got something going here in the fourth quarter, and they come back to make this a 1-score lead. Interesting. We're seeing this again. For some reason, they're going for 2, and oh my god, I was not expecting them to just go to the back of the end zone. All right, well, I'm glad we got that stop because Carolina got the ball back pretty much instantly. All of a sudden, we got to clutch up. We're going to go ahead and sit in the cover 3 here, and I see a corner wrap developing. For some reason, they just throw it to the out, and looks like we're going to be okay. Easy pick for our boy. I'm not going to lie, guys. I don't know the name of a single one of Nick's teammates. Okay, that's Tariq Woolen. We still got some recognizable names on these rosters. But dude, Carolina somehow gets the ball back with 30 seconds. I see no reason to do anything other than just sit and prevent here, and Nick's man running a post route. That ball is overthrown, but Nick dives and gets it. My god, dude. He has had some clean picks this year, and that'll rescue us from the 1-pick game. We just keep the stat train rolling. And honestly, in terms of degree of difficulty on the catch, one of Nick's best interceptions. Yet another A+ performance. 7-0 is crazy, guys. I don't know if we can sustain the undefeated season, but we got another sub 500 opponent in the Rams, and we're gonna start this out with a stop. Well, offense goes ahead and starts it out with a turnover. Not something we've seen a whole lot from them this year, but we got the Rams to 3rd and super long here, and looks like they're just going with a halfback screen, and oh my god, dude. They're gonna give Nick this stupid penalty when you run into a blocker. It gives you illegal contact, and that is going to give the Rams the first down. That is infuriating. I'm looking for a ball don't lie moment. Give me a fumble, guys. Sadly, the Rams are going to open it up with a touchdown. We go down 7-0 early on. Big time response from offense, though. Let's turn that response into something else here. Nick just sitting in the cover 2 looking for something to cover, and he is somehow going to get a hit off and force a fumble. So we're going to give the ball right back to offense. That's how you make a play, man. And we get this nice little team celebration animation. Love it. Looks like we're going to get a Hail Mary before halftime here, and Nick is just going all the way to the other side of the field trying to get a hand on this, but just like last time we tried to get the Hail Mary, can't quite get it. So no interceptions on the half, unfortunately. And honestly, I don't have too many concerns about us winning this game. Defense has been really good, offense has been solid, and as always, I believe Nick is going to make a play eventually. And just like that, we're up 21-7. Just gotta keep at least slowing the Rams down. They do have a drive going here, and Nick playing perfect coverage, but we're toasted to the other side. Rams surprisingly going 5 wide on 1st and goal though, and that was the stupidest thing they possibly could have done. Nick is gonna snatch that out of the sky, of course. And like I said, man, I knew he was gonna make a play eventually. This will be another pick 6. I'm not done yet though. I want at least one more pick. It's important that we keep the 2-pick game going. Pretty much imperative that Nick does that if he wants to hit 40 interceptions. But Pickett's not trying him right now. I think we're gonna need to work hard for this last one because he is just not throwing it our way. He would rather throw into traffic on the other side. Don't think offense is gonna be able to kill the clock though with 2.5 left. And we will indeed have 1.5 minutes left as we're going heavy with the bait, and we'll get the 2nd pick of the day. That should probably wrap this up in what turned out to be a pretty dominant performance for this defense, all things considered. It was another standard Nick Sabaka performance. 2 interceptions, including a pick 6 that totally turned the game around, and another A+. Alright boys, so MVP watch finally dropped, and Nick is number 2 behind the Saints guy. I have no idea who Tyler Tiller is. Right now, Nick is on pace for 36 interceptions, so just have to get those numbers up a little bit to get to 40. And now the big one. Nick is taking on his old teammates, including Lamar Jackson, who is a seasoned veteran at this point. We do have a 3rd down here though, and they're trying to go with a veer, and we get dude in the backfield. Nice stop for this defense to start things out. Offense turns the ball right over though, and this might be the game where they get us, boys. Nick is gonna have to start making some plays. We're already deep into the second quarter, and he is going to get a nice tackle for loss on second down. So huge play, 3rd and goal. Need to come up with a stop, and Lamar is taking off. Nobody in his path. That's way too easy. And the Ravens will take the lead. And offense is crapping the bed right now, dude. Another turnover, and the Ravens right back in business, getting another touchdown. It is not looking good in the first half. What is happening? They got the ball back again. This is actually unreal. Thankfully, Lamar's going to take the sack before he has a chance to throw it. And this time defense will get a stop, but damn, we need O to snap out of it. And offense does come out of the half with a touchdown. That's big time. Now defense has got to step up and make a play. Still 0 picks for Nick. Unfortunately, time is running down. Something's got to happen soon, and Nick lays down a hit on Lamar, but can't get the fumble loose. That could have been a huge play. We are probably going to have a chance at a pick here on 3rd and 7, though, and it's just going to be a curl, but they have the other side open, and that could potentially do it for this game. I figured a game was coming like this eventually. We take the first loss of the season, and there was honestly nothing Nick could do about it, dude. They didn't throw his way at all. Offense was so bad for the most part. Need a little bounce back game here against Brock Purdy. Let's catch some interceptions off this schmuck. Unfortunately, despite Nick playing beautiful coverage this whole drive, the 49ers steadily marching it down the field. And here on 3rd down, they're going to the air, and they will punch it into the end zone. We start off another game down. This is looking like it could be another rough game as we miss our chance at a pick 6, dude. Nick was just a half second late on that. That hurts bad, but we're still in this game, only down by 6 points headed into the 4th quarter, and Purdy takes a bad sack. All right, 3rd and 17. What do we got? Nick's man is going to just run a curl route, and Purdy is taking off. Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't let this dude get the first down. Sit down. Big time hit from Nick. Now we need offense to cook. But first, the 49ers are going to try a 59-yard field goal. I have a bad feeling about this, guys. The kick is going to be good, of course, but offense does get a touchdown, so we're still in it. Gonna need some magic, and we don't get it. I got some kind of bizarre block animation, and not only do the 49ers pick up the first down, they're gonna take this to the crib and end the game. And another 0 pick game for Nick. Brutal. Like I said, boys, we had our one chance and didn't take it, and 2 0 pick games in a row for Nick. Very rough for the MVP hopes for sure. So we need a bounce back game against the Rams. My hope was to catch 1,000,000 picks in this game, but unfortunately it has been slow going so far. Thankfully that's gonna change here as Nick baiting up that streak route. I don't know why they're throwing that with 30 seconds left, and let's see if we can crib this. Gonna have to zigzag a little bit, and Nick is gonna try to power in and gets down to the 1. That's kind of brutal. Still a big play though. We're looking good coming out of the second half, and the Rams quarterback trying to scramble here, and Nick is gonna fly in and get the sack. I don't know why bro just didn't throw it away, but that'll be Nick's first credited sack on the season, I believe. That big dude did get in and try to steal it, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 15, but the Rams are gonna cut us up. Not a fun first down to give up, but I think we'll be okay as the Rams are going play action here. Nick's guy's running a deep post, and they're trying him, but our stupid safety swats it away. We do not need your help, buddy. Come on. So Nick gets robbed of what looked like an easy interception, and just boxing up here over the middle on that little return route. Shocked that Pickett threw that, and Nick gets his back. This is the game we needed to see. Now we just got to hold the Rams off for a couple more minutes. We've seen this a couple times where late in games teams suddenly get it really close, and looks like Kenny Pickett's gonna scramble here. Nick saw it kind of late, but comes in and lays down the hit, forcing the fumble, and we're gonna get the recovery. Nick's second forced fumble of the season is a huge one. 3 turnovers forced, and I don't think we're done yet. Nick is baiting up that out route, you idiot. And we have gotten a lot of pick 6s this season, dude. I think this might be the most we've gotten in Nick's career, and he is gonna start his high step at the 15-yard line. This is an MVP performance, and we still got some time to make some more plays. This is perfect. The Rams are gonna go up top again, and Nick will come down with his 4th pick of the day, at least making up for one of those 0 pick games. We should be back on track with our interception goals to some extent. Believe that is now 21 on the season, and that's gonna wrap this one up. One of the best games of Nick's career. 4 picks and a forced fumble is pretty nice. So yeah, we do indeed come into this next game with 21 interceptions, only 15 tackles. We're rocking the throwback unis to take on the Giants. I kind of like these. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about the Seahawks uniforms, but they're pretty fun. Open for another day filled with picks, and Nick is getting tried on the slant here, and oh, I thought we were going to get one there for sure. Able to get the breakup at least. And we're going to wind up holding the Giants to a field goal attempt, but they miss it, and offense goes to get a touchdown. They've kind of been building some momentum, so the game's going good, but still need that pick, and once again they try us on the slant route. I don't think Nick has too many picks off the the slants in his career. Giants are running out of time, and on 3rd and 1, we will once again get a stop. I think they're gonna punt this actually. Pretty dominant first half. Maybe dominant's not the right word. We've been playing very bend don't break style defense in this one, and it's been working out well, but the Giants are just hanging around. And we can't have another 0-pick game after 2 in a row. Nick's got to step up and make something happen at some point. Big time 3rd down here. We're sitting in the cover 2, and looks like dude isn't gonna throw that. Nick's gonna go in for the sack, and not only does he get the sack, he forces the fumble. 3rd forced fumble and 2nd sack of the season. Our boy is doing it all, guys. Let's go. That is single-handedly gonna put this game away. Well, maybe not single-handedly. Offense deserves a little bit of credit. And now time for my pick, boys. We bait up the flat routes, and this is gonna be a pick 6. Nick has been a flat demon this year. His 6 interceptions. Nick has been a flat demon this year. His 6 pick 6s, I think, have mostly been on those. And doing some taunting, he's gonna get a late hit in the end zone. Still got time for a pick here, and I'm baiting that up heavy. For some reason, they just go underneath though. So that'll probably wrap this one up. Really good game for Nick. Not necessarily the stats that we were looking for. And yeah, forced fumbles aren't enough at this point. Nick sits at number 5 on the MVP watch. I don't know if we're gonna get it, guys. Now we got CJ Stroud and the Texans. Not someone Nick's seen a lot in his career, but he is going to bait him up here. No idea why Stroud thought that out route was open, and this is of course going to be an easy pick 6. We continue to pile on those touchdowns. Should be very helpful for getting Nick back up in the MVP watch. So a nice little 14-0 lead here, and the Texans go into the air. We were sitting in the cover 2, and looks like they cooked it up over there. I've noticed that safeties tend to get lost in cover 2 a lot in this game. So Houston's doing their best to keep this thing close, and sitting in the cover 2 again. Look at this dime, dude. Stroud just threw that across his buddy on the money, and they're looking to keep this thing interesting on this drive as Nick guarding the out route, and man, we should have just baited that up a little bit more. Could have easily been a pick. This is suddenly a huge goal line possession here, and for some reason Stroud just throws it right to our guy. That's his 3rd pick of the game already, and only one of those was to Nick. This is still a game though headed to the 2nd half, but we're waiting for this dude. Nick is sitting on the corner route, and we'll snag his 2nd pick of the day. Once again, didn't even really have to bait it up. Stroud just wanted to throw it. Offense hasn't quite been able to put this game away for us, but defense has 5 picks now. Stroud just cannot stop throwing it to us. Once again, no score from offense, but Nick sitting in man coverage on the slot and almost got beat on the out route, but Stroud just threw that so late. This secondary is locking up, and this time I don't even want offense to kill the clock. And of course that's when they do. That's good though. That was a great game. 3 picks for Nick, and his teammates balling out as well. All right, 25 picks coming into a game against the Packers. We are not out of the hunt for 40 interceptions yet, but we would have to go absolutely crazy in these last couple of games. And Nick getting tried here in the run game. Sit down. And man, even though these uniforms are kind of gross colors, they work for me for some reason. I like them. Big time 3rd down here, and Nick is matched up against the X Factor, but has that locked down. Love his flush from the pocket for an easy sack. And despite offense starting it out with a turnover, defense comes up big. This defense has had some nice bend don't break moments, but the Packers have it in our territory again, and Nick with a free shot at Jordan Love gets stiff armed. Come on, man. So Green Bay will have it down on the goal line, and I see that flat route. We bait it up, and Nick with a diving pick. That was one of the cleanest of his career. Let's take another look at that. Just beautiful. That animation was cool enough that it was almost better than a pick 6, and coming his way again, Nick will get a nice little knockout. Defense has been so good, but we're bound to give up something eventually, and we're shredded in man coverage, and we do finally give up the touchdown. Offense has got to answer, and they do get a touchdown for us. That's big. Need to keep strapping up. This one could get too close for comfort, but Nick coming up in run support. We got 3rd down. All right, this is going to be big. Nick manned up against the slot guy and tracking him deep. Oh, dude, I did not see Love taking off, and he is going to pick up way too easy of a 1st down. We might just be in trouble here, and oh no, dude, I got a little bit too excited. I haven't done this in so long, but at the worst time, I let Nick get beat deep. That was stupid. One of the only touchdowns he's given up this season. All right, offense, please help us out. Thank you, dude. Got to do what we're supposed to do here now. Nick guarding the curl and trying to bait it up. We can't get him to throw it. 3rd down. Come on, guys. See what they go with here. Looks like a return route, and oh, they dump it off to the flats. Sit down. Nick with some nice coverage there. We got 4th and 3. One of the biggest plays of the season, and Nick's man running a slant. We're all over it, and lucky we didn't get an interference, but they're going up top. Oh no, dude. I thought that was going to be a completion, but instead it's a pick, and we are going to walk out of here with a huge dub thanks to this defense. Maybe not. Dude, What happened? The Packers got a safety? Absolutely no shot, bro. Now they could go down and get a field goal to win the game. Thankfully, they go over the middle, so they'll have to use a timeout. But that's crazy. They literally did the one thing they couldn't do in that situation. And love scrambling here. Pack will have to take another timeout. Gotta be careful here. Nick is guarding this deep out route, and they do throw the underneath. Maybe we should have paid more attention to that, because now they have a shot at a field goal. Please don't make this, bro. Come on. In the rain from 59 yards out, it is going to be no good. Thank God. Bizarre ending to a bizarre game. Not Nick's best day, but a win is a win. Unfortunately, with these pick numbers, I don't think that 40 is possible unless we had like a 10 pick game or something. The good news is the MVP hunt actually looking a little bit better. Nick's back up to third. Now it's time for Nick to take on an old enemy. We got the Philadelphia Eagles, who he's met in the playoffs 3 times. The Eagles have surprisingly held on to Jalen Hurts all this time, and hopefully we can pick him off a few times today. At least got to make sure we get to 30 picks on the season. And here looks like we got a little play action, and Nick baiting up the deep route, maybe baited it up a tad too much, but this is not going to be a good throw from Hurts. And our boy will get his first pick of the day, showing off the hops as a nice little return, putting offense in good position to make this a 2-score lead. And yeah, this is off to a beautiful start, but the Eagles offense is tough. At least it has been in the past, so we got to stay on it. And Philly's going to end up settling for a field goal before halftime. I kind of thought the CPU was going to accidentally run the clock out. And offense has been really good today, so coming out of half, we still got this nice 14-point lead. And on a huge 3rd and 1, Hurts is going to keep the ball and will tackle him short. I expect the Eagles will go for this, and they will. This could be the game right here. 4th and 2, watching the run, and they are going to run it and go right into our defensive tackle. Easy money. And this one should be pretty much over unless the Eagles are able to go like 97 yards here. They are starting to put a drive together, but Nick sitting in the cover 3 and baiting this up heavily is going to get the pick. For some reason, they always throw that when we're in the cover 3, and Nick getting around a guy's going to have a shot to take this back. Hurts will, of course, run him down eventually, but that'll put this thing away. And I always love when this happens. They get the ball back. We have a minute and 20 to bait something up. I'm doing everything I can to make sure Hurts throws Nick another pick, and we are really baiting this, but Hurts had to throw on the run, and even though he was scorched, Nick is still going to get to this first third of the day. We've been eating on the streak routes against the Eagles, and that'll do it for this one. Pretty dominant performance from this defense, and a beautiful game from Nick. And with that win, we're sitting pretty solidly at the #1 seed in the playoffs, and Nick still hanging around near the top of this MVP watch. We have a great last 2 games. It's possible we could get it. Next up's the Cowboys, who I believe the last time we played Nick went absolutely crazy against, had like 4 picks and a half or something if I remember. It looks like the Cowboys have mostly new faces, but they still got that one weird looking short wide receiver. Nick has done a nice job in run support this draft. He has sat down Blake Corum 3 times now. This has just been a slow and sustained drive, and sitting in the cover 2, I thought they were going to throw the corner out. Instead they go underneath, but we lay down the hit. We'll see if the Cowboys will finish this drive with a touchdown, and dude has all day here. I'm seeing that coming open in the back of the end zone, and Nick lurks it up, laid that absolutely perfectly, and the Cowboys march comes to an end. They literally killed almost the entire first half with just that one drive, and offense scores in like 40 seconds. We got the X Factor lit up. I'm trying to go for a pick here, and oh no, dude, we baited it up too much. The discipline slipped just a little bit, and it's gonna turn into a stupid touchdown for Dallas. Offense gets a big touchdown coming out of halftime though to make up for it. Nicky's got to make up for his issues at the end of the half, and trying to do it here. He baits up the curl route, and we haven't gotten guys to throw that a lot, but this will be the pick 6. Nick is just so comfortable identifying routes at this point that he can do stuff like that. We got this X Factor going again, which I actually don't think is even going to do that much, but it looks pretty cool. It did kind of hurt to get beat on that 3rd down there, and Cowboys going to go back to the air here. We're sitting in man coverage, and they have that little guy wide open. He's going to get into the end zone, and look at this dude, man. Why does he look like that? Absolute gremlin. Offense is balling though. They put it away for us pretty much. The Cowboys trying to stay in this though. Every time I thought we pulled away from them, they come up with a big play like this. Their passing offense has turned out to not really be that bad, but offense goes and kills the clock. We get the dub, and Nick with another nice game outside of that touchdown he gave up, which was not fun. Despite the repeated multi-pick games though, we can't quite break this MVP barrier of getting to the top 2. We got to go crazy in these last 2 games. Next up is the Cardinals, who have Spencer Rattler at quarterback. I feel like Nick should be able to lock him up, and they're going curl route here. Nick gets tried side and just able to knock that out. We'll take it. Defense with a good half, but this one's pretty tight going into the third quarter. Not a ton of chances at picks for Nick so far, but I know that's going to change. Rattler's going to serve him one up eventually. And ooh, I thought that was almost it. If he threw that a second later, we were on it. Actually, a pretty bad coverage moment there from Nick. And manned up on the tight end. Oh, I was not expecting that route. Nick is beat, but somehow recovers and catches the pick. We'll take it, man. Rattler's first of the day. That should hopefully give offense some juice. And it does. 17-7 is feeling a lot better. In this situation, normally I wouldn't go for big plays, but we got a 14-2 record. I'm not really worried about our playoff seed. This season is all about Nick at this point, and we're gonna bait up that deep ball again. Give me that. Nick has been eating on these at the last half of the season, and we keep the multi-interception games rolling. I have a feeling Rattler's got some more for us too. Game's not quite over yet. Need to get this fourth down stop, and Rattler is gonna get pressured and sacked. Good job from our D-line. And man, I haven't really given flowers to Nick's teammates, but this defense has been all around good. Just maybe not quite as flashy as the Ravens defense was the last couple of years. And with a comfortable lead, we gotta pad the stats before we get up out of here. And once again, the streak route, not really something that Nick's relied on too much in the NFL, but in the last few games, this has been his route. And with another 3-pick performance, we gotta move up in the MVP watch. Come on now. Another great game for the boy, and we're one game away from the playoffs. Come on. Oh wait, I guess we are in the playoffs now. I thought we had one more game. I must have been miscounting. Okay, so that being said, looking at the playoff bracket, we did of course get the number 1 seed at 15-2. I feel pretty good about this team's chances to win a Super Bowl. And okay, Nick did move up in the MVP watch, but I don't know if we can jump McCarthy. I don't know what bro did to get up to number 1 so firmly. As Nick finishes the regular season with 34 picks, I believe that's one short of what he had last year, but had more deflections, 3 forced fumbles as well, and more pick sixes for sure. Looks like our first round is going to be against the Lions. Eagles couldn't make it, and Detroit is sitting at a 90 overall. So it is time for possibly Nick's last ever playoffs. We're taking on the Lions in the rain. Let's get it, man. The Lions are actually coming in at a 90 overall, so I'm expecting this to be a pretty tough game. Well, it ended up being the toughest matchup we get in the playoffs, but here on third down, Nick's sitting in the cover 2 and baiting up the out route. Give me that. We crack open the divisional round with a turnover. And offense is off to a great start, which is good to see. I wasn't sure how much they'd help us out in this one, and I love guarding this formation here. I'm looking for the corner route, and that's exactly what we're gonna get. Nick just blankets that, and I guess the Lions quarterback just has not been watching film at all. Nick's looking to have one of his best performances of the season in the playoffs here. With a 3-score lead, we really don't have to do a whole lot on defense. Offense is doing their job, and Nick tries to bait up that corner, but maybe baited it just a little bit too much. That's okay. On first and goal, the Lions are gonna punch it in for the touchdown, so this game isn't necessarily over. We got to keep the foot on the gas. This one's suddenly feeling kind of tight going into the fourth quarter. The Lions offense has come alive out of nowhere. This is where Nick usually ends up making a play, but they've done a good job of staying away from him going into the second half. This drive is eating up a fair amount of time, and Nick kind of getting beat here. Lets up the crosser over the middle. That'll keep running the clock though. We head to the 2-minute warning, and this is a critical goal line possession. Looks like we got some slant routes coming. Nick kind of got turned around. I was confused about the route for some reason, but we cover it up. And here we go, 3rd and goal. Let's see what they go with. Looks like they will just drop it off to the out route, and it appears the Lions are going to settle for a field goal. All right, hoping offense can just put this away here, and no, they punt it back with a minute left. Detroit has no timeouts though. Gotta make sure we keep everything in front here. Nick is going to let up the corner route, but that's okay. 37 seconds, and once again they're going to go over the middle. That was just stupid, and at this point they're not going to have much time at all. The CPU clock management just continues to be so bad on this game, and look at them, dude, dumping it off to the out route, and that's going to kill the clock. A horrible last drive from the Lions, and we get out of there. Looked like it was going to be a blowout at the start. So we head to the NFC Championship game, taking on the Packers. We'll see what we can do against the Packers today. If memory serves, Nick went crazy on them last time. Starts it out sitting down the running back. Packers going with some bunch here, and Nick is just waiting for that corner route, sitting in the cover 2, and he will get the pick. Played it perfectly, and we got some room for a return, boys. Let's do our little trick here. Cut it in, cut it out. We got to get around Jordan Love, and I'm going to try to swerve him with Nick, but we got tackled by our own teammate. And bro, offense gets nothing out of that. Come on, guys. We do have some nice field position here at least, and Packers are running the ball. Nick comes in and lays the hit. He has just been crushing this running back. One thing that I didn't expect Nick to lay claim to is the hardest hitter in the NFL, but I think that at this point he undoubtedly has that title. Packers Packers are starting to drive the ball. We need to come up with a play, and Nick, once again, dude, sitting on the corner route, plays it perfectly, this time in man coverage, and he is on his best in the playoffs. Has been basically perfect, and now we need offense to do something before half, and thankfully they answer the call 7-0. For whatever reason, the Packers offense is just perfect for Nick to get picks, and getting another one here, we lurk up the flat route and a diving catch from Nick, which we've seen a lot more this season. It seems like he's really honed his ball skills to the next level, and 3 picks in the first half of the championship game is crazy. Nick is putting the team on his back right now, but headed into the third quarter, the Packers are just hanging around, kind of like last game. Defense is just not going to hold up forever, and Packers go into the end zone here, and I thought dude dropped it, but they give him the touchdown. So we've suddenly got a critical 2-point conversion. Just got to try to avoid those quick routes, and Packers go over the middle and get it. Dang, dude, offense has got to come through and clutch up. Let's see what we get here. They drive right down, but only get a field goal. That 2-point conversion suddenly looking huge. So the Packers are going to have a drive for it all. They only have 1 timeout to work with. We've already seen how bad the CPU is with clock management, but this drive is moving a little bit too fast for my liking, and Nick is going to get targeted on the curl route. Damn, dude, not a good time to get beat for the first time this game. All of a sudden, the Packers are really taking their time. Going under 30 seconds, they just throw it over the middle, and there's 26 on the clock. This is it, boys. We got to lock up on the goal line, and we see a zig route come out. Love is scrambling, and I couldn't tell if he was going to throw it. Love will get into the end zone with 20 seconds left. You got to be kidding me, bro. I should have baited up that stupid zig more, and that is going to end the season for Nick, man. 3 picks, but it wasn't enough to carry his team, and the Packers are headed to the Super Bowl. And sadly, Nick once again falls just short of the MVP. This is the closest we've gotten. Looking at the career stats real quick for Nick, man. 212 tackles, 168 interceptions, 26 deflections, 11 forced fumbles, and 35 pick sixes. Clearly the best career in the NFL history. And I'm not necessarily opposed to doing another season, but we'll just kind of see how the video does and go from there. I'm recording this a little bit ahead of time, so let me know if you want to see another season, and if not, appreciate y'all stopping through for the series. It's been a good one. Have a good one. Peace.